Hey guys, welcome to the Vault to Will. Tom here. Today we got some water spoilers for Strangers in New Valhalla. I know we're a little bit behind on the spoilers, so we're gonna do our very best to crank some of these out. And we have our 5-star rating system. One's being not playable, whether it's severely overcosted in terms of will, whether it's completely understated in stats, or the effect pretty much doesn't do anything. 2 is gonna be situational, or it's going to need more support for it to be viable. 3-star is fair, with some limitations or requirements, whether it's having a certain type of resonator on board, like with Piggy Squadron and having the Great Hero Pig. 4 is it's not as strong as, like, say, a 5-star card, but it's solid. Stats are on par for the mana. It's going to be a great effect. It's going to win you some games. However, the difference between 4-star and 5-star is so minuscule. It's would I win more with it in my deck versus without it, in my personal opinion. And with 5-star, it's going to be overpowered. It'll be broken, splashable in almost every deck. The effect either is really strong. It covers a wide range of various other situations that it can potentially solve. My example being Lorite. Being able to cancel automatic or activate abilities is really strong, and it's almost on every card. And for only 1 green, plus he can recur himself with his revival effect. So that's why I have him at my 5-star example. So now let us shift gears and drift off into these spoilers.
This is where the fun begins.
Alright. First off, we have Mordred the Operator, the 2 blue, 2 void, 600/600 resonator machine. When he enters, he gets a 1/1 counter on any number of target machine resonators, and you can tap him and pay a blue to recover another target machine resonator, and that will also get a 100/100 counter on it. Now, this other effect is very good. It's actually going to remind me of another card we've had previously, and I believe that it's very similar to Lancelot. Where Lancelot, when he enters, would get a 101 counter on every machine resonator on the board. This one, it's any number, and you could do 1, you could do 2, or you could do it on all 5 that you have on board. By rights, you're going to use it the same way as you use Lancelot with all of them, in order to facilitate Lancelot's removal of counters, as well as using Vivian, the fairy, to remove counters to rest resonators. Overall, we are going to give this 3 stars. This is a very solid card, at least for machines. This is also searchable with Merlin. When you pay the extra, when you pay 2 extra will for the Awakening, you're able to pull out a 4-drop or less from the deck. And if you're out of Lancelots or they're all in your hand or whatever, you can play this. There's also a potential for an almost infinite tap combo, which requires 2 Mordreds on board, where if one is tapped, so you're not going to run 4 copies. Lancelot does his job better. I say 2 copies would be a very fair spot. So, moving on, we have Precision Guided Munition Sky Beat, 2 blue, 1 void, 800/800 resonator machine. And with flying, the machines you control with a 1/1 counter on gain flying. I'm going to give this 4 stars. Now, 3 mana 8/8. First off, stat line's really good. It's on par. It has flying, which helps it as only flyers would be able to block it, or if they have the aforementioned text, this card can block resonators with flying. And in combination with Lancelot, that you can also play for 3 mana with Mordred, as previously shown. Anybody with a 1/1 counter will gain flying. If you play it with Skybeat, if you play it while you have Skybeat on the field, it enters with a 1/1 counter, so it becomes a 3 mana 9/9, which is well above curve. And the thing that machines actually lack is flying, or stuff to counter or react to flying, as well as protection. And with this card, giving them flying, not only would they be able to block flyers, they'd be able to swing offensively without as many blockers to stop them, allowing them to essentially smack your opponent's face and get them to 0 as quick as possible. So we're gonna give this a 4-star rating. Next one's gonna be Sky Round Musketeer. It's a 2 mana 6/4 resonator machine. When it enters, it gets a 1/1 counter. So I'm gonna give this one 3 stars. 2 mana 6/4 is already okay. 400 defense, kinda low. Most 1-drops either have 300, 400 attack. However, when it enters, it gets a 1/1 counter. It's now a 7/5, which means not many 1-drops could take care of it, and it would be able to kill most if not all 2-drops, and kill at least some 3-drops. With the machine tag, with Sky Round, if you play Sky Round and then have this, it'd gain another 1/1 counter. Other than that, it's a very good card for the stat line. You're only playing it really for the stat line, except that extra 1/1 counter can be used to synergize with Lancelot. So as another body, really good card. It's a strict upgrade than what we had in the starter deck for the 2 mana 6/6, where it gets a 1/1 counter on another resonator. This card is strictly better because it gets it on itself. So you'd be able to, if you didn't have a 1-drop, you'd be able to play this effectively on turn 2, and it would fulfill its use as compared to the 2 mana 6/6 that did not have that. When if you don't have another resonator, it didn't do anything. So 3-star card, really good card. And now for the final one, we have Skyfall, 1 blue chant, and it gains quick cast as long as it's in your hand. I control machine resonator and return target resonator to its owner's hand. I'm going to give this one 5 stars. So machines, they have a variety of machines that are 1-drops, 2-drops, 3-drops. You're almost always going to have a machine on board, so this is almost always going to have quick cast. And bouncing something for 1 mana is great. Kirik and Shayla both share Pathway Part, where they could pay 1 mana less. However, that one's better because you have the versatility to burn or bounce. Shayla's Return would be able to bounce a creature CMC 4 or less to its owner's hand. And what makes this better than that is there isn't a restriction. Well, it has a restriction in the playing it. However, when you return a resonator to its owner's hand, it doesn't have a restriction on mana cost. It doesn't have a restriction on colors or resonator typing. So, very solid. By far Blue's best card. And you're definitely going to use this to avoid some stronger resonators that would get in your way, or blockers to prevent you from winning the game. And as a common, you're going to see a lot of it when you open your boxes, which means you'll most likely have a playset or two. And this is also Guinevere, so I expect to see, as well as the Sky Beat also had Guinevere's art, I'm expecting to see Guinevere as the super rare, of course having something to do with machines as well. But overall, overall I'm very excited, and overall we're going to give Blue, as for this week's spoilers, we're going to give it as a set 3 stars.